Hey, LCC friends and family, Lead Minister Brandon Bogue here with another Midweek Moment. It seems like one of the most overused buzzwords in the world right now is the word community. It's kind of one of those words you'll hear everywhere you go, from retail stores to social media to sports team fan bases to even coffee shops. Typically, when we hear that word, the thought behind it is that once you come to this place or you join up with this community, you're never ever going to want to leave it. What they don't tell you is that oftentimes they foster that as a way to try to get you to spend more of your money with them. But you even hear that word all the time in the church. You'll see churches talk about how they are a community with one another, more than just a church. They are a community. You'll hear about how they want to foster a community where we do life together. But let me ask you this, and please know I'm asking this in love. Do we really mean that? See, for a lot of people, the church community only happens for about an hour or two a week. People go to church, they'll engage with people while they're here, but then they'll leave without any sort of further contact or further engagement until the next Sunday rolls around. And is that enough to foster genuine senses of community with each other? Is that what it means to be in community with each other, is just being in the same room with each other for an hour or so a week? I think that one of the major reasons why community has become something of a buzzword beyond the walls of the church is because the way the world has changed. And I think that it's time that we as a church consider changing with it. See, 50, 60 years ago, people rarely ever moved from their hometown, or if they did, they wouldn't move very far away. It'd be maybe the next town over, at most maybe an hour, hour and a half away. It did happen that people would move even further than that, but it was something of a rarity. That meant that generally speaking, people were within a close proximity to their family. That meant grandparents were much more engaged in their grandkids' lives. Brothers and sisters could come by to help out with the load of childcare or helping around the house if there was a project that needed to get done. The community that was felt was more of a familial sense of community. But now people seemingly move all over the place all the time. And it's not just that they're moving a couple hours away. Sometimes they are moving whole states. Sometimes they're moving to entirely different countries. Grandparents are now hours away. Siblings can be on opposite ends of the country. And so there is a natural longing to fill that gap with some sense of a community. Human beings are designed to need one another. We're designed to need each other, and not just in a sense of I'm aware of you or I know that you're there, or even a loose connection like social media. We are designed to physically need to be in proximity to other human beings. When we don't have that sense of community, it creates feelings of isolation, feelings of loneliness. And if you look at the trends of where we are, more and more people this day and age are reporting that sense of isolation and loneliness. In church, I'm sorry to say this, but 1 hour a week just isn't enough. As the church, I think that we need to be seeking ways to find genuine engagement and community. In fact, I believe that providing that sense of community is one of the greatest ways that we can usher into what we talked about last week, and that being evangelism. See, the reality is it's not really that difficult to create a sense of genuine community. It simply requires an openness and a willingness to do so. Invite people to dinner one night. Bring them a plate of cookies because you just made too many. Take them out for coffee and conversation. Older couples, invite the younger newlyweds that you've seen over to share with them some of the stories of your early days and your struggles and how you worked through them. Younger folks, be willing to go and help those older folks with their yard work or whatever else they need done around the house. Find ways to connect with each other and help each other along. And then maybe we'll understand what community is really all about. This has been your Midweek Moment. Take care of yourselves.